This will be our first remote viewed, recorded meeting. We had an amazing showing today. Thank you guys who came in person and remote. Yeah, it's just Gina remotely. So, before we get started, SAS Focus sponsored this, so we've got some food in the back from them. And they have one question for us. They are the platinum sponsor for Snowforce, and they really just want to know what kind of content we want. So we were going to have the leads capture that info, but we're going to have to figure something else out.
We can still capture that part, we just won't get the IDs back.
But then it's...
No, I know.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do that. So if you have any suggestions, we can talk about them now, or you can email me later. I'll send out this same question on our community, which is this community. So the Utah Developer Group, if you go to the Salesforce Success community and request to join, I'll have it posted here as well, so we can talk about it there. Any ideas off the top of your heads? What you want to hear?
I would love to see more about building Lightning components and what components are available on the store and recommendations and how to use them.
Okay, like App Exchange stuff.
A lot more Lightning components and App Exchange components.
Awesome. So I was actually thinking of having another study group like this where we do Lightning components, which I think will be exciting.
I'll second that.
Yeah. More Lightning. It seems like we want to see more Lightning, and then we see all the same Lightning presentations. It's like, look at us make this same generic thing, and then you kind of go over the code, but you don't really figure out how to do it. So
I would love to do
something more in depth, more let's write some code kind of. Cool. Okay. Other than that, so just kind of want to get a feel on everyone's personal level of where you're at, comfortable-wise writing code. I got to talk to you guys. You've written none?
I've written code before.
You've written
it's
code?
Just not in Apex.
Okay.
hands up in the air 1 to 5.
I'm going to go, I think we can go around to everyone. We've got a small enough group.
I'm mostly just watching to kind of throw myself in the fire and, just get myself up to speed.
Okay. So you're comfortable with what, like Python, I think I heard you say, mainly that?
Yeah, mainly.
Okay. And
For me, wow, yeah. Very strong C and C, C++, Python, assembler. I do Java, but typically by updating people's existing stuff.
Okay.
So I can get around. Hopefully, I'll be working with him between the two of us. Kind of that wing thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get lost, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. That it helps you learn, right? How about you?
I'm pretty comfortable with Apex.
With Apex? Okay. Have you done integrations before?
I haven't had to. Mostly just done trigger handler, some other stuff, but not I haven't done very much of the integrations.
Okay. Sounds good. You guys want to go ahead?
Just know enough to be dangerous, not enough to be dangerous.
Perfect.
Apex, I've done in some way, some JavaScript.
Okay. Cool. Anthony?
Yeah, I just read a bunch of stuff on Salesforce. So some Lightning components, a lot of Apex, Visual Force.
And you've got, 19 certifications, so you're probably the most qualified person here. Just a little.
Yeah, I have my platform developer too, so that counts right.
It does. Bindu?
I'm just trying to learn. I think I'm ground 0.
0. You're pretty good admin, right? So you've done like Visual Basic stuff, where it's the formulas. Okay, cool. Some HTML or Apex. Yeah. What you? Okay.
I've done some Apex,
All right. Cool.
I've just been honest and just here to kind of learn, see what's involved. It's like how I've got a little project going on.
Awesome. Cool. Hopefully we can help you with that. Yeah. Gina, are you there? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, so Apex and visual courses is really what I use.
Awesome. Have you done any integrations before in Apex?
Yeah, so just recently, a couple months ago, I started using Step Logic at work, and so I've had to start to learn, how to write integrations in REST, and so this is definitely why I'm here.
Sweet. We are okay. So awesome. Thank you, Gina. We're going to be doing some REST and SOAP calls here today. I'm hoping to kind of group you guys up. It's going for probably just 2 groups of 4, excluding Alex and I, so we can help you guys just try and have everyone learn. Really, this is more along the lines of Michael's profession of this is making you know enough to be dangerous, but not know enough to be right necessarily all the time in these regards. So we are gonna, call into these integrations, but that doesn't mean we're doing best practices everywhere. And security-wise, it's probably the biggest part around that. We haven't exactly secured everything perfectly. We're using Salesforce IDs for some of it, which isn't always best. We had built a thing that was open to the public to make leads, but it's not functioning fully. Most of it's there, but we can probably play with it and just see how far we get. But so we're doing that. Anything you want to add to the security piece of it? You were kind of...
If we're not going to go into the lead stuff.
We should. We will.
So, okay, well, with the lead one, so I created just an open site, and the site doesn't require any security. So with that, you just want to be mindful when you set something like that up. You want to be very specific with the permissions to get the site guest user, because obviously that has a profile. I've just sometimes seen where it doesn't have a lot of security placed on that external site. Access a lot of data through that. So.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So, I think if there's something else I should mention before we get into it.
I'm just anxious to see. So he set up a SOAP API and a REST API. Does everybody know what the difference is between the two?
We should probably go into that a little bit. So SOAP is using XML to transfer data and information. It just looks different than REST does. REST uses JSON, and SOAP is usually considered the more secure of the two, though it can be just as unsecure as REST if you treat it that way, to my knowledge.
Maybe talk about the architectural purposes too.
Yeah, so SOAP usually is more for like server-to-server integrations, larger integrations. They allow you to have like an entire process built in, and then you can just hand that off to someone and say, here you go, there's everything you need right there. All the methods are already set up for you. You just kind of have to call them within your own process. That does require, in some cases, having a lot more code than you may have needed if you did REST, where you could have just written it yourself and cut out. But I don't know.
Just that SOAP is a really rigid protocol. It's meant to behave like remote methods or remote procedure calls. So it's very strongly typed. It's very rigid in data transformation patterns and how it hands data back and forth. Where REST is, I don't know what your consumer is, but let's just pop typically JSON and call it good.
Yeah. Yeah, you can change it to XML too, but yeah.
So SOAP is a very rigid protocol. It has a lot of structure, it has a lot of requirements. REST is more of a philosophy, but typically when we talk about REST APIs, they're JSON-based HTTP protocols.
Yeah. Cool. Any questions around that stuff? Gina? Cool. Okay. We had some. Okay. We had someone walk in. We kind of introduced ourselves and just kind of set our comfort level with Apex in general. If you want to just.
I'm Jared. I work at Cloud Version, same as they're
Oh, cool.
I started working with Salesforce about a year ago, but I was a long-time Java developer before that, so it's very natural.
Yeah. Nice. Have you done a lot of integrations before?
I've done a couple, yeah.
A couple. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So the kind of process we've built is actually like a lead conversion process. So we're going to start with Alex's piece. It's not fully functioning, but we'll get around to playing with it a little bit and at least mess with it. And then so that will create our leads, and then we're going to switch to SOAP, and I use SOAP to convert our leads and get back our account information. And then we can use some REST calls to edit the accounts. It's not very robust. It's pretty generic. So once we get to REST, you can query the account, and you can update a single field on it or delete it. The conversion process, that's all you can do. So the SOAP has two methods. We can convert by ID or email. I wasn't sure I couldn't remember if you were returning the ID or email, but at this point we have neither. Though technically we're filling out the form and we have the email. Yeah. So if you want to use the email that you put in the form, it could work. It could work just fine.
I discovered the other day, summer 17, they're releasing this really cool, there's a page where they give you all the HTML you need to build like components. I discovered it, I stayed up like 1 morning, and then when I finally built it all, like I realized that you can't use the regular visual force actions and saves and all this stuff, so I ran out of time. For creating all this stuff. But, so I have a form, we can create leads.
Base functionality first,
Base
Alex.
functionality. I'll just figure out the leads after that to do the rest of the integrations that we're going to do today. So.
Cool. So do you want to come up here and show your lead form real quick? Or
you just want to go to it through the...
do you know what it's called? Oh my gosh. All the little extra utilities come down.
Here, I'll slap it to you.
Okay. Oh no, I don't have Slack. Awesome. Okay, so we've got this cool site with our new leads page. You defaulted some information. The Snowforce Yeti. That's awesome. It's fantastic. We don't have an email spot. Oh man. Okay, so the email's not going to work either. I could update mine to do on first and last name real quick. That would be easy to do. But so does this work with API at all? With the API call?
If you load that URL with just any lead field,
so like
as a parameter, it'll save it. But right now it returns the so it has a JSON on top of missing last name and company.
Oh, okay. So it gives me that error if I don't.
Yeah, but it's still going to throw you to that page at the end. So
okay. We're gonna skip over this one. I'm sorry. It's cool. So can just come in here and make a bunch of leads. But what I want to do is split up into groups, and then each group will need their own developer org, so we can start calling into these. We're going to go with the SOAP one first, so I'll pass out the WSDL. If everyone goes to the meetup group, there's a link in there for the Hangouts group, and I'm going to drop the WSDL in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to do 3 groups of 3, I think, and yeah. So I'm trying to. I want to group it. I want to group it in a way that. Well, let's see. So you guys want to be together, right? And
Well,
he's in this.
you might want to go around. So you're going to run with that.
Go ahead. All right. Actually. Yeah, so he could be your guys's. I think we could just stay in our rows, probably. Yeah. You're pretty comfortable. You can probably figure out most of it. I know. It looks like you'll have two people who kind of know what they're doing.
I can move to the back row.
Well, it's just going to be you 3.
And neither of us have.
I don't have that much.
Yeah. You're the expert in this group. Congratulations.
Good luck.
Oh, and as an incentive, I do have rewards to the winning team of however I determine who wins.
How many prizes do you have?
Enough. Enough for your whole team. Enough for your whole team.
Is it food?
No.
Prize food?
No, it's not. Oh, though I do have enough food for the whole team. That is for sure. No, I'll go ahead and tell you. I got gift cards to Best Buy. So they're $60 each. So each person in your group will get a $60 gift card. Unless I split it up for some reason. I don't know. I haven't really decided. No, there's enough for the 3 $60 gift cards, so 1 per person. See what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so has everyone joined the... Oh, man. Gina. We gotta get you in a group. Sorry, Gina. I was really hoping there would be more remote viewers so I could have a remote group.
Yeah, I'm saying just listening in on a group. I mean, that's.
Are you okay with that? I'm really sorry. Like I said, this is our first run through doing this, and
Yeah, there's actually a good team there, but I lost the
okay. Yeah, so you'll still get to see kind of the stuff we're doing, and I'm dropping the WSDL in here, so you can still make your own developer org and go as far as you want to go. And feel free to let me know if you have any questions about it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Unable to attach file. Oh, come on. JPEGs?
Stick it in Drive and then share link.
That's a good idea.
You've done this before.
Totally done this before. Did you say something on there? Oh, no, it's just people joining. Okay. What did I do? Drive. Yeah, this. Is that working? I guess I'll make a new folder actually. This one. Okay. not even sure how I'm gonna do that. Share. Copy to the clipboard. Okay. Alright. There's a link to the WSDL. I'll give you guys access as you click on that link. Cool. Wondering where that's going to show up. Probably in my email. Okay. Everyone getting that easily? So if you guys want to start before you get this into code, unless you guys feel comfortable with it, you can use SOAP UI. It's this tool right here. You can just load in the WSDL and make calls with it. It'll generate the XML for you and stuff. That's totally up to you guys.
Yeah, because like I tried loading one.
Most of the time, you can just go up and
And it was like,
setup. And then you can
have
too many
that was way beyond right now.
all
I was way out into the jungle there.
I hand tool WSDLs frequently
but
to get that.
you'll just use the quick
It doesn't like external document references. So it says, I'm a WSDL, but I have more of my WSDLs running in Salesforce. Salesforce doesn't do that. So you have to download that, merge it into this WSDL, and then send it through.
Well, that's the thing is like I
They
can't.
essentially define the same type in different areas of the WSDL. They had different fields. And so it just took the last one. So it had 2 fields. But throughout, I needed 5 or 7 or different 2. So I had to go and make a bunch of custom type. Salesforce emails you latex.
That's how I clicked into it.
So if you want, I'm not making an object of this. I'm just going to do JSON. And so it doesn't have to think about how do I turn this into an object.
Okay, then number 2.
It is different. Okay. Well, I will update this. I don't know what happened with that. Okay, reload and try that again. I don't know why, because like a few other people were able to join with it. It's just you. It doesn't like you. Doesn't like that. That's what it is. Shares. Should be all I have to do. Okay, just let me invite you here. How am I spelling your name right, Reiner?
Yeah, it's really
Give me your actual email address. Vivid Solar's one word. That one. There you go.
Yeah.
Could not be added to this Hangout because of a domain policy setting. I bet it's just your Solar's settings. So you need to do your personal one.
have your transaction disconnect, you have to call continue on this remote server. So you can check back in. Because some API calls take a long time.
Yeah.
Your web session in Salesforce can't wait.
Okay.
So it gives you the ability to do
I
that.
just send it to some random
So here you got schemas.
Yeah.
So you have a generated
He knows what to do with it.
Yeah, if we get somebody else doing it.
And whistle generated code is, it has a bunch of type information here, which is string, a bunch of methods, you use a bunch of class classes. In here, you'll see inside these classes, you'll find
Alright, finally got it.
so what we'll then end up doing is writing another class that can call into this class to handle all the basic information.
Totally freaking.
So where that's what we're
And it's Postman. Where's Soapy? Oh, that tiny little Soapy.
which is a custom object. It's wisdom. Well, the biggest point of wisdom is saying these are my data objects, and so we can ensure type safety across the internet. So what we want to
So
do
we don't really. So are we setting up the development?
we're looking at these things.
We're
Yeah.
not just doing our
Safety.
Yes.
Create this
So
instance.
we just want to run over one
So on that instance, pop up,
and
we're
write a class that
get
will
that.
call it.
We're setting up a website service too.
We're calling out to do this there.
Or you use the open source version?
So this wisdom is so you can call us his or it's like his lead. It'll give you back the information.
You guys use the open source version? Pro.
So apparently the very bottom of the list will have this soap address location. This is what's set up for most site setting.
Okay.
Site setting.
So after you get the WSDL, and if you're using Soap UI to get started, you can just hit New Soap Projects and call it whatever you will, and then hit Browse and go to that WSDL file that you download, and it will open up and look just like this, and it will have the two different methods we can call in there. And I am going to get some emails ready. Script view.
Their system.
Okay, so
Instead of doing
setting off that
it's
list.
going up in the queue. Setting something how this goes.
There should be like an is converted flag converted.
Of your request, so they can validate that nothing changed. So, from here, which no library is available for Salesforce. I found something good done to make it stuff for your companies. The only thing I found that oh, there's
Okay.
US, which for 2009 from Dave Ramsey's IT group. This is
Okay, so
Right. So I've got some emails on the board that we can use to pass into these methods. That one shouldn't be there. I converted you already. I swear I did anyway. Maybe you've got more than one. Must have more than one. Okay.
so we're going to be just consider this one.
So to test this, oh yeah, I'm gonna cheat and give you guys my session ID also. That's another thing. But you'll open up a request just like this using the extension signs, the pluses signs. And then this is the request that's being generated in XML based on the WSDL. There is a lot of extra stuff in here. We can actually get rid of everything from call options up inside the header envelope. All of that is just kind of unnecessary stuff that Salesforce has added to their WSDL. So we can drop that. All we really need is the session ID and an email field. And the email is in the SOAP body, and the session ID is in the header. Do you guys know what I mean by that with the body and the header stuff for APIs? A request typically looks like a list of headers, just like you'd see in your URL. You might have like parameters in a URL, and the body, which would be kind of like the page content, I guess. And the systems usually use headers for security and the body for manipulating the information that you're sending over. So I'm going to paste this email in here and grab my session ID real quick. I had that open. Oh well. I did have it open.
There's a WSDL to Apex that goes to the Salesforce, right?
Yes, there is. If you go to the classes page, I'm going to do that, show everyone that after this too. So, Control V. Oops. Okay. Or get session ID. Okay.
That's going to ink.
Yes. No, start copying. That's all you get.
Typing.
Why is it not? Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's the session ID you guys can use in your headers. Don't get any extra spaces on that. And I'll just show you real quick on here. You'll put that over the question mark field in the header for session ID. And remove all extra spaces. There we go. Okay. Then, now that we've built our request, and so keep in mind this is SOAP, so this is what XML looks like, right? So XML is kind of an HTML looking thing where you have tags that open and close, and then they have information inside them. So this whole thing is an envelope object. Inside of that it has a body object and a header object, and inside of those you have, inside the header you have a session header which has a session ID variable, and inside of the body you have this convert lead by email object, which is a method in this case. I believe it's our method name, and then that has the email field. And so that's just how the XML generates. Yeah, better way to explain that. Then we can hit the play button, I guess, submit button, and then we hit our endpoint, and it converts the lead successfully, gives me back an account number, the first and last name of the contact, and an empty error list, and an opportunity stage name. So this is, again, this is XML, and yeah. So does that make sense, kind of? I mean, this is the easy way. Now we're going to do it the hard way, where we write it out ourselves. Okay, cool.
So the SOAP UI is basically the SOAP Postman.
Yep. And yeah, we're going to use Postman for REST when we get to the REST one first too.
So why don't we just like hit the WSDL and build our own objects and use those?
So they do have to convert to the same objects on the other side. That's kind of enforced by using the WSDL. You can write it up yourself. It's just got to match exactly the same. So it's got to be the same thing, or it will crash. And we'll tell
Well,
you.
right, yeah, but I mean, you're not supposed to ever look at WSGO, so you have a tool to make sure data works for you. So why don't we do that?
Do what? I
That's
didn't
where
quite.
we're going next.
Oh, we're going there later. Okay. Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
Right, you're going to talk about doing this in Apex.
Yes, that's what we're doing next. So this is just kind of like a test run. Like before I start writing code, let me make sure this endpoint works. You know, before you start setting it up, you want to make sure the other end is at least somewhat working.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so how are we doing?
Has anyone started on the code already yet? Good. Okay, I'm not getting ahead of people yet. What? Anthony.
No.
Okay. Anthony, actually, why don't you come up here and present? I'm going to work in the group. I'll probably be slower than you. I didn't actually write out any code to call into my services, to be honest. I just used the Postman and that SOAP UI thing. So at this point, I'm just going to kind of turn it over to you guys and help you out with the Apex piece.
I mean, do you want to just start one and show us like how,
Oh, okay.
how it's started?
Yeah, it's just.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna, I'll start going through this process here. So,
I just set up that today.
generate from WSDL. It's really awesome in Salesforce. The Apex classes file.
This does struggle with complex whistles.
Luckily, ours is not
This
complex.
is not a complex whistle.
Yes, complex WSDLs. Yeah.
Yeah, something to think about. You may have to fix some things or.
I like that name. Yeah. This is really helpful when it works. I'm sure there's got to be another tool for more complex ones, aren't there? Or do you just got to kind of manually?
I've never seen one that does Apex. I mean, most other big languages have tools for generating classes for their language.
Yeah.
WSDL Apex is just it hasn't received as much development work.
Well, let's get on the community and
We should
push
do it all-
this.
We should do it for you.
Yeah. All right. So you generate. I've got my two classes that it makes for me.
Attempted to dereference a null object on your side.
Uh-oh.
I put in a bad email, so that's probably why.
Crap. I didn't test my SOAP one, I'll be honest. Though, when we get to the REST one, I challenge you guys to break it. And the person who does probably gets a bonus. I spent more time on that one. The REST one I did last night. A couple hours. I was done.
Just pull up the sample email so I can find one.
Yeah. It's one of these. Don't use the one I have highlighted.
Yeah, I got Blair. Maybe.
Yep. So I filtered it by the ones that have been converted, so yeah.
Can you go back to your last page so we can see your headers again?
See what?
So you
Oh, okay. That's Postman. Yeah, so I got rid of everything except for the session header. That's the only one you need. Awesome. Yep. Okay. Get rid of that. Alrighty then. Alright, so I've got my two classes. I'm just gonna download that here so I can. Did you get it to work? Cool. Okay, so I probably have that. WSDL, these things. So any classes generated by that start with this generated by WSDL to Apex. When I first started developing, I took that to mean don't touch those classes. Now I take it to mean, oh, this class has a lot of extra stuff that we probably aren't using. So take that as you will, but don't mess with it if you don't know what you're doing.
These are above your rights test codes for, especially if you're not using the whole thing.
Yeah. Yes, I would totally agree with that. Yeah. Like, for instance, address, I didn't come up with that. I wonder if it uses it anywhere. Address, nothing. That address field was totally Salesforce's thing, not mine. Which one did I open? Oh, the AC. That's the one I need. Okay. And does this use address? This also doesn't use address, so I bet that won't be a problem. Anyways. Okay. So I've got my WSDL. Here's my custom objects that I know I built. Here's the header element. So let's make.
Okay, so go back to where we found those methods.
I'm gonna do a trigger.
There's a whole bunch of data types in here.
Heck yeah.
Eventually, it just turns into probably important things. So here's our core bus. Convert these back in. Now, our whole goal is to be able to run this. So inside this class, so schemas dot API with
what do I want to do this on?
and then we can do
So we just created the account.
Session header value. Once we have that,
So we create the account. What do I want to do?
Which will be the custom data type that Jake was just showing us. That was all the data that came out of the conversion. So our whole goal is to be able to run that. Does that make more sense? So you have to have something that executes it. You need to make a class that does it. I just did mine in anonymous Apex.
Okay.
I just constructed everything that way to be able to make another class and then calling the class with anonymous Apex.
Cheating. Cheaters.
It's either you have to make it a class, and you either have to then
Remember
call the class
it's
or
true.
make a visual first page. That's what I should do. Make a visual first page. Like, put an email on your system and scroll that back. That'd be sweet. Hold on a second. The problem with that is it gives you how to structure page styles, but it's not directly used such as like, oh, there's JavaScript to make this work.
Oh yeah, you can't have string.
Well, I want all these things just working, but that's where the app exchange.
So you can do it. I forgot about that. Hey Ian.
Well, you can build something.
Yeah, I know.
Pick the right team, because
I just want things a little more packaged. That's start out great, but that's a lot of JavaScript you want to write. Styling. That's right. Nested trees that you can toggle and expand. Like, oh yeah, so here's the data structure, so you get like design system to do it for you. But then
So, as you guys are kind of watching me, let me just explain what I've done. So I'm kicking mine off in a trigger after we create an account. So basically, when we convert the lead, this is going to happen directly out of my trigger. and I kick off a future call that handles callouts over here. And so in triggers, you're not usually allowed to do API callouts, breaks things. So you have to do some kind of asynchronous, which could be, what do they call those? Queuables or future callouts. Future callouts is going to be easier to set up right now. And future callouts can only accept basic types. So I've had to make this JSON list. So what I'm going to do is list count this equals JSON service count list. I think I can do is it dot type or dot class? I feel like it's dot class or something. Might have to look this up.
I'm impressed how you're just writing this on the fly, right?
Well,
On the recorded hangout.
yeah, so don't hold anything against me if I do something wrong.
You mean recorded forever?
Right?
Okay, that's awesome.
I can edit the video. I know how to do that.
Just fast forward, put some weird music in the background. It's all good.
Yep. At the end, I'll just have the final recording, and Jake was right at the end.
What were you doing with the trigger?
The trigger. So I have criteria in my trigger already based on creating the accounts for when we create new accounts. And so I'm just saying if I find any accounts where I set my account number, which is what I send, it's essentially my external number for you guys for the API, then I take those and I'm sending them over to this future callout method where I'm going to do my new API callout based on the wisdom. So I had to go to the future method because it's directly in the trigger, and you can't do API callouts there. And if you do a future method, you have to specify this callout true, or else it can't do any callouts either. I don't expect you guys to do it necessarily this way, but yeah, this is still saving. I feel like that dot class is wrong or something. I don't remember. Google, save me. Oh, this doesn't have examples. Oh, decimal.class. Okay, that should work then. Hopefully. If it ever saves. Just kick it off again. Failed. Legal assignment from object to list account. Oh. Woo! I was right. Okay. Yeah. So now that might show.
This one, see if that's going to be this one.
What am I doing now?
So I finally realized what JSON is.
Everything you're working through, you try to do it.
So you can pass through the object, which is what he did.
So I can call this.
So you call that, so that is, you have to create an instance of this class. Okay? This is this. This is a subclass. So that was like here. Me, I call mine. With the massive class. Yeah. And the massive class I had wisdom was a geochemistry. And so I had an instance of that. I gave it a session header, which I had constructed here. Then I can talk about that instance.
Where's my methods at? PR whistle. Convert lead by email. Which is interesting. Let's see my account ID. That's Maven's Mate and I think IntelliJ are the good ones, so I'm told. I saw you using IntelliJ, right? Yeah.
But it's mostly because it debugs really nicely.
Oh, okay.
I like the debugging functionality.
Does it do Salesforce's new debugging thing, or is it separate? Is that for like JavaScript stuff?
Eclipse does that.
Yeah.
Wanted to see, so it does its own, but I wanted to try comparison. I started setting up Eclipse again.
I don't want to. I can't go back to Eclipse. I could never go back to Eclipse.
So,
This is where's the class I'm looking for? Oh, that one's over. Okay, that's fine.
the class is a subclass of whatever you generate. It has a string property account. It also has 3 other string arrays, which help to define the properties of the account. So that's part of just what being the wisdom of how to transform. That's a bunch of metadata about classes and what they will allow to be. So you'll see it'll have 1 or 2 properties and a whole bunch of other stuff. So go ahead and scroll down until you find a class that has more than just a bunch of private and public properties.
So I think it was probably wisdom. That's very client.
Here, when you scroll down far enough, I think line.
Oh man, go to critical updates. Critical updates and setup. Do you know where setup is?
This is
updates for what?
For Salesforce.
All the rest of it is just type classes.
I'm just gonna disable it on this. I don't know why it would do that to whistle to one Salesforce. But yeah.
So I mean,
Because that's
I don't think that's really
Open up your Salesforce.
So what that looks like here.
Oh, so you're not
So
logged in.
I index was like converted mine.
Oh, I am in there.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, so
logins and Salesforce does.
yeah.
I was also the type for this variable is that.
Just
show
show
you
you
what
can
you
instantiate button somewhere.
I've never been able to.
Then I use that. I give the session code.
I think you have to go
session
to
object.
It's new. I haven't made
I execute convert the on that instance of class that I'm showing.
since they did this play. Yeah.
Because his side is authentic.
For
This is our application.
if you go to critical updates,
This
there's
is saying
some sort of TLS.
I have been I'm an authorized user in your system, and here is my session. And you can authenticate against the user. So this will time out as a privacy issue. This is the who I am token we're giving to Salesforce. That is the same session that Jake is on. That's what.
Yep. Yeah, so that's one of the security things that you didn't get to hear, but at the beginning I mentioned our security practices here, they're bad. What I've done is just handed you security access to my org using my login. So anything you guys are doing, it's coming up with my name on it. That's bad.
I just scan down this thing to see what the session is.
How are you guys doing?
If Salesforce generated, let's just.
Yeah, well,
That's part of Salesforce. This is
So I don't know if this is just like.
There it is.
Let's word a client. And this organization.
Typically, if somebody generates it, that means somehow it got told by the website. So it's a thing like
So.
that might just be like network inside of Salesforce work harder.
What's the puzzle is that so whatever the SOAP UI is, it's going through. Downloaded to
Where's the session?
why is
So this is what Jason.
Yeah, I know. I know that's on the street. The same location. You got a session.
Oh,
well, I'm not sure what
I have
So
to
this
I
is
just created a
like,
fresh board for this.
SLC. So
Yeah, actually, the question is kind of why is this client?
there is a different whole session.
And it worked for Anthony. But I don't know if Anthony probably, did you use the SOAP UI thing at all?
I haven't used something.
Okay. The SOAP UI works for me though. But my developer works pretty well. The TLS update?
I downloaded.
It's your job.
Yeah, exactly. So Dave downloaded the JRE and it downloaded the SOAP UI. So yeah.
It depends on what Java version it's loading on. Because probably, did you download a new JRE or JDK?
I had no Java on this machines when I did SOAP UI and downloaded the JRE. So I think what I'll do is I will just have it download. I'm just going to install the regular one for Linux and rerun this and see if it's happening. But I don't think it will. It's still
Yeah, you can see what path it's getting Java out of and see what version it ran on.
Yeah.
You can also check the Java set and something back there. Maybe TLS 2.0 was turned off or something.
Yeah. It's going to be one with
Yeah, you should be, as long as you're in Java 8, you should be pretty good.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just dig into that a little more.
Yeah, I would just double check that. Does anyone else need help or need me to look at something? I'm happy to help. Are you understanding? Do you want to understand that?
I would like to understand that, but I'm not able to get into it. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not right there.
That's why but it where you put stuff in random types.
Did you download the See that? Okay, so if you go to
And this one.
Yeah, it is. But you know, so I guess it came over.
just search for solid. So you said you came from C#.
Yeah.
Said C#. Love short.
Yeah.
So you got me to take this down. Let's switch to this. Let's do the set of data.
Okay, so I need to query the email. Maybe that's all I need to do. I don't think I even need to generate the header, session header. Email. Does this thing do get the session automatically? It must. I wonder if it does. Okay.
And then installation. So you want to copy this. So you go to your show console.
rename your generated whistle?
Yes, I shortened it significantly.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Yeah. Actually, if I just let this one go through. I think I can do that.
So this put a name for me, actually, it's just something very specific is the name. So generate grade 6 code, that'll create a normal version of some sort of thing or ask the server to start transactions that are sessions, so you can check it. That's all we use. So within SLC, this is the generated.
It's actually pretty hard to type on a podium. Typos. Okay. So that's easy. Pretty easy. I don't have to make headers or anything. It's pretty awesome. Love whistles. Okay, that email's not going to work. I think I'm just going to query a lead.
Session header, so that's like he gave us a session.
That's not a dangerous one.
Yeah, so this is
Email, it's not converted. I think I'll have a debug. I'm not doing anything. What are you talking about? Okay. Oh, I've got this. Do what? I'm sorry. Yeah. I've got 3 of them written over there, and just so I don't have to keep them up on the board. Yeah. There's a problem.
It's not even something where it's a something.
Should be yours. It's probably just behind. Yeah, it's just behind. Okay, so now account. Oh, I want to create an account. With no account number, I have a name.
That's the API.
So this is I guess.
Cool. Unauthorized, that makes sense. Unauthorized endpoint. Come on.
That's the thing.
This sandbox.
So normally we rent this controller or something. So this is uninstantiates the sessions that are going on it, rather than a packet or something else. So that's that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's nothing to do. Yeah, I keep on thinking this is great, and then a week later,
Oh. So I do have to set the session ID. Okay. I was wondering about that.
You'll get an email from him.
Oh, okay. Session header. Where is that? Endpoint. Like it's that. So I remember seeing it here. So this goes over.
Instantiated version of CEO.
Where's the AC? Class. Where is that? That's the method. Maybe this is the one I want. Again. Aha.
well, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. They run it all through a shell script. Comment the following line to overwrite the JVM search sequence, but to what? Thank you.
Sent to email.
That's what comes out of it, which is another custom.
Oh, this is where I want to do it. Request X session ID.
Yeah, the J or E, it's supposed to
Go to the class definition here. You'll see that as we trained on
So, yeah, so I'm trying to use the one I just installed on my platform, beginning to do that.
They have to pay for the.
What is that?
Well, I'm hoping the next hour I'll be past that one.
Does not have session ID. Where the heck does the session ID go?
Yeah, same.
That's the response.
We can do
It's a request. The heck does it set the headers? Session header. This one calls.
Oh, I'm up to the
Self.
wonder exception.
Hey, that's good. It's probably just a bad email then. Crashed on
Yeah,
the
I
site.
didn't bring anything in
Okay. Yeah. Put one of those 3 emails up there, and it'll probably work for you.
So are we trying to insert a Word account over the SOAP call?
The SOAP call is converting a lead, and lead converts into an account, an opportunity, and a contact.
So what are we trying to do?
Okay.
So the lead exists from your end. What you're trying to do is say, hey, I know you've got this lead. It's ready to be an account now. We're beyond it just being a lead. And so you're sending it the email of the lead, and it says, okay, now you've got an account with us started. Which is kind of the next
All I have
step
to do is send you an email.
in the session. Yeah.
probably
Yep.
18 more steps.
I don't, well,
That
what's
makes
the
sense.
install?
Okay.
That was very
Yeah, sorry.
Just Java.
You're not the Windows.
Let's get it. Well, I use that sheet as you have to remote side.
Yeah.
1 year, scroll down a little bit.
You better do some
Science.
Well, so Google how to install Java. You want to install a Java.
Ah, this has session header. Okay. That makes more sense now.
That's really good.
You only need through the Salesforce.com.
And it's like, okay, the mid-power. Somewhat like that should be like JDK 1.8 something. Why do they make That's for instance downloading the installer, yes. He's saying well, what is it? If you download it, it's great. I understand it, but what is it? Is if it's a link
Just rub the very bottom. We just put that in the return.
Session.
That's it. Spit out. It's pretty close because it
Can you write a test coverage for this class? Or you just like calling each of these methods?
Calling. That's the easiest way. Especially if you're not using all of them, just quickly go through them. You can just set any mock endpoint and just run through them all, and then you'll test your things that are using that more appropriately. But yeah, that's how you do it.
I just never had to write a test coverage.
For a whistle. Yeah, no, that'd be a little frustrating.
Convert lead by email response.
Yeah, the email one's the one you want.
no, let it install it.
Still doesn't like my session. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, I bet that's why. Oops.
But then we're also getting fragments, so it's like using the Java
You're authorizing your Salesforce to call it your remote desktop. So you're cleaning the information out of the destination.
So, well, we've got them all. Let's download those UI icon and see what program it is. Oh, that's the ones that are going to be your desktop. I would suggest just say whether you got an exit program. Yeah.
That's odd. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so it's working now. The problem is that somehow this session is the session that's creating another account, which then tries to call this again. So I need a static variable to prevent recursion, which actually may not work because it's using my session ID, but it's not the same execution. That's what I get for calling the same thing in a loop. But hey, this is how you do it. So this is working. If you guys need example, this works here. This.
Well,
We could just use my computer.
yeah.
I don't remember else what to say.
And then I just system button broke out.
After that, this computer has a maker.
It just doesn't.
Oh yeah. Well, you're gonna have a static string Hangouts.
Jake has unhandled exceptions.
Yeah, and this one. Yeah, I believe it. I was still working on this morning too. So.
You're good. This is really fun.
Sweet. Good.
We all can say anyone, this was kind of meant to be more of an advanced thing, so sorry for all those things. It's all right. This is probably the most complex stuff you really need to get. Sorry.
What we've been using is to connect to Salesforce savings. We have data and other areas that we've been using the product company and setting up certain we're just going into that in Salesforce. So because what we've gone from one enterprise system to Salesforce, and we don't have everything in Salesforce yet. So we're having to pull some of the information from Salesforce so that we can use it. Because we don't have just Salesforce, we have.
Excellent, so why start the game just to see if that's
You bought too much to start with, and so yeah, that was too much at once. But anyway, so we have part of our we have courses, and so we have to show that these courses have been paid for, but we pull the invoices from the courses. So we just pull that and send them this way. So we're trying to let
So, yeah, external objects use a data database. So Salesforce doesn't have data storage. It's just pages. So that's what we would be in whole menu. It's just say, call into this external objects mock representation. And Salesforce will do the translation of that since the whole data is like over and over.
it's still like it's just one
Goes off the screen. It drives me crazy whenever there's things that go too far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's not right.
That's why I don't like. That's why I don't like writing like queries all in one usually because they're almost always longer than they're almost separate them.
Yeah.
So are you trying to copy to keep a copy in Salesforce, or are you trying to look these up on eBay?
but we're really concerned about looking at that number. So basically, what we're doing is we're copying our Salesforce into our database. So basically, we've got the two classes because we have copies of API calls going over. And so we just load so that we can have the information once a night and once they load invoice numbers. Our local database. Well, that's what that's a dash job.
Yeah, that's a good start. Yeah, you're actually wanting to have that.
Did you say you were copying from Salesforce out to the other data set? I think you want to have something where you will retrieve information from the other systems while you're in Salesforce.
We have some we have
Yeah, so you could do, you would not be penalized if you did a unchanged sync. So if you push the data out from Salesforce, that would cost you $5.
if you push it out.
So Salesforce pushes out the data, it doesn't cost you.
Rather than pulling.
And then you could also do a lot more intelligence there, just say one of these records changed. So you slow the volume down a lot, but you're still going to have the data just,
How are you
still
still
needs. And then you have weekly
Well,
jobs.
you're writing code.
Yeah, I'm following along here.
If you were trying to get data
I
from
like
to do it in a outside system,
Yeah.
so that's not going to be extra cool. So I think we were thinking it was data that lived in the external system and you need the surface itself. So you're going to yeah, so you want to look at just
He's got the same
data, so you're pushing it.
So if you just download system wide and
you're
you're
typically not going to run over.
it gives you an old
You guys can switch to going
We're running
right
over.
over.
The other thing you can do is you can.
Oh, and just so.
Yeah, so I can show
This
you.
is this isn't needed to do that. Okay, good. Okay. Yes.
This
So
is
we're
just
going
kind of
to
like a visual representation.
yeah.
It's really nice. Just
System on stuff in any.
And yeah, so let's just kind of try and see what we get that. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, let's go to the next one. Work this village to the ground. Let's go to the next.
It's just.
And it looks like this guy will be able to help you out pretty soon.
So like for that one,
Graveyard.
Now it's an insecure. After writing for the I actually get it's down.
Look at it.
Generally, what I will do either way.
That's
Okay, so that is a mess.
Yes.
Yeah. So how? I mean, that's obviously not Java.
Right, but it's yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's brackets. So that
It's
like,
like,
I look at that, it's like,
yeah, the software is very different. I would say it's probably
You said it's pretty close to MySQL.
yeah. You don't have to do
Oh wait, okay, yeah. So it's not just like your problem. It's not like
No. Yeah, it automatically you have access to both ends and everything. Basically, it can show you like subqueries would
You
look.
can do the select queries, but you don't do like any joins or anything like that. You do all that through the UI. So you use the software to grab all of the data from the database, but you use the Salesforce UI to basically create all your objects and your
so you're not
tables. Yeah, so like you do most of it, all of it through the UI. You can do everything, but you can just
Subqueries and queries to your parent object look like this. Those are the big differences.
Oh, okay. Okay, so so it's in a way it's like it's kind of aware. I mean, it knows what the parent is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can have lookup fields, tons of lookup fields, and the split parent objects, stuff, and all of them you can access this way. You just have access to all of their fields.
It caches a lot of things smartly that are close,
Yeah.
so you don't have to do the actual querying for them. So things that are like they're really like related objects that are close to each other.
Yes.
Oftentimes you can just grab those fields without doing it.
Okay, okay, yeah. So you're not like working in foreign keys.
Now, the foreign keys, so this field has a parent object $_C that's technically in Salesforce called a lookup field. And that holds an ID to your other object, which is the key, right?
Okay.
And so if I did $_C, it would give me the key. And I can do $_R and treat it as an object.
Oh,
It's
right,
an object.
okay.
So you have access to both. So it does still have keys, but they're more or less.
So what are you doing for the script for the
Yeah. So I have my trigger here that has this right there. And so what I do is create an account and it meets this criteria and calls it. But you could just do, let's see. I don't actually use the account list, right? So you could just call this method directly and execute anonymous if you want. So it would be Count API dot API call out. I'll show you. You had emails back there?
No.
Oh.
See my visual force page for converting your leads.
You programmed that right away. No, it's not. That's pretty awesome.
Here you go.
All right, I'm going to take 5 minutes lab. Cap number 4FXE2PAO. Nice. Yeah, okay.
There. Emails. There you go. Look at that. It's beautiful. Okay. Let's do this. Count API dot API call out. I love code. Cool. So this would be, yeah, it's a string. That should work.
Well, you want to use the session. Your sessions. So do we have to use an actual email address?
Yeah, you want to use, I've got the emails on the right side. We would have used the lead converter, but cool. It's all good. We've still got enough to go for, how long have we been here? What time is it? Started this at 3, so we've almost been here for 2 hours. We've got enough to go for another 2 hours at least. And then I've got a backup plan to go for longer.
Oh, I realized, I thought my computer's still in San Francisco time, and right now it's 3:30 there. So I thought we've only been here for 47 minutes. I was like, oh my god, this is just 45 minutes.
We do have food back here. If anyone wants a snack break.
So did you guys listen to all of that stuff?
Well, we might have other one.
So what happened
Apparently, single quotes around Apex instead of double quotes. Everyone was just switching back and forth.
Tell me me your email address and I'll invite you. Your shoes untied. Go away.
Came untied, thinking about
Hey Gina, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Cool. Are you following along? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching along. It's gone a little fast. I was kind of hoping maybe you would be able to post the code and then I can kind of roll along.
Okay. Yeah. And if you wanna screen share, I could probably help you out too.
Oh, I'm just watching.
Okay, that's fine. I can't figure this out for some reason. Here's where I want to be, I think. Take me there. Oops. Okay. Dang it. That's not what I want. I'm trying to invite you. I've done this before, I know I have. No. There it is. What's your email address?
It's like Ian.Red. The camera's still playing in the background.
That's fine.
Ian.Red.037.
Zero.
Dot 037.
Oops. Dot 037 at Gmail.
At Gmail, yeah.
Okay. There you go. You're at it. Okay. Is this still screen sharing? Share. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna post this video. I've been recording this, so I'll post this video. I'll post all the code samples from everything I've written for this, so you guys can look at everything. But if anyone wants to dig deeper right now, I absolutely can. Now's the best time while you can ask questions still. But don't be afraid to send me an email if you have questions either. I'll help you out.
Just busy trying to catch up.
Okay, so the WSDL is in the Hangout. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got that. Is he going to send it when they get an exception error or whatever, which he said is just because of how it was written or something? He said it was a good sign.
I don't know. Probably. He's probably just giving me crap. So you've got the session ID in there in your header, and you have an email from here. These emails. You have one of those emails. You need one of those emails, or that's probably the exception you're getting. It's because it doesn't find a lead based on what you want.
Yeah, so I just put in my email.
Yeah. Now everyone is. I'm recording all of my historic conversations here for all of you.
Nothing's present anymore.
That's what we do. We're not doing
That's what it is. Yeah, so try that.
general, if it's less than 40 hours stored.
I bet it's just you haven't added it.
Wait, isn't that the old one?
This doesn't say. This doesn't say. On your right. I bet you can tell by doing it.
I was going to say, I was like, it's
It'll fail next time because that you just converted that to
okay. So we'll do
Sweet.
So, yeah, I just. I understand this part because it's what we downloaded the Whistle. And then all these session header from so it'll produce all sorts of stuff. So it's awesome. Yeah. And I was like, hey, that's so this is a class. That's a class. And then it has a third.
Everybody else get their stuff working?
So you're not pulling.
No, I mean, I have no idea where this stuff is even supposed to be. And there's like, so windows open and have some.
So can you copy that session header?
But where they're supposed to go.
So you open up your Salesforce and you actually.
Well, so I've gotten a little bit of there. So the problem is that I don't know the Salesforce tools, so finding out where it's going.
Oh. Choose the little gear in the top right. And then you probably want to right click and open a new tab. And the element console.
Before you do that, you probably want to generate a classroom.
So
I was stuck on the
So
So go to search on the left.
for classes.
Yeah, we just search for class.
No, the control is.
And then next class member.
There'll be a button.
Equals.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and that's what the whistle.
No.
That's what this method. Yeah, this whistle is.
Take the XML file.
You have two different methods to do that.
I didn't know where from Wisdom.
Developer instance where it converts and it sends you back.
I didn't do one.
So that's the right the whistle or something like go either way. So someone can hand you a whistle to install just like this so that we can use it, or you could do one for your own business process that you're going to hand out to clients.
Good, cool.
So that
It's nice for much for
Everything next go.
no, it takes it and creates.
I left it like that.
Give it a short.
Oh, right, okay, got it.
You have to reference it.
So come here.
Or I guess you could look at the board, but
purchasing.
Okay.
no, not this one. So that WSDL is generated from this. And I can write anything I want in here. You guys are calling out to these methods. And that goes over here where I write whatever I want to write in here. I do a custom query. And I do check for an empty dang list. So I don't know why you guys are not. It's not fair. Is empty true? No. That's weird that the email is causing a problem there. I don't get it.
So what happens if whenever you're creating up here, let's say within like last week or something,
So-
add in
so go into the
required
icon.
field. Does this bypass that, or is it then error out?
Not right click.
Depends on how it's required. If it's required based on page layout, if it's a validation rule, you can't get by it unless it's looking at like profile or something, you know.
What would be validation? Because that's after it's created.
But as I'm updating fields, as I'm converting, yeah, that's their validation rules are held. So if my account was requiring a certain field, for instance, if I wanted to hold on, I'll show you. I will show you the way. If instead of adding account numbers there, maybe we say a.add error. So this is the equivalent. I don't know if you've seen this in a trigger before, This is the equivalent of how a validation rules error message is added to an object. Okay, so now if I go and create an account with the WSDL, or actually you can do it. So now that that's updated, pick a different email, which I'll put the emails back up, and you should get that validation. Yes.
Yeah. What is it not?
So I've created a static
I think I should get uppercase.
So if I update this file,
It's not as.
that's why most of your logic
It's not as locked
Okay, so I remember there's some stuff with that and then text. How you can use it.
How far do you use that part?
So have you pretty much got it down?
Yeah. Last time I got an issue with my script. I think I'm almost there.
Okay. Well, if you get a successful one, I'd be surprised if it's
Okay, so you did
Don't let it go too long. Get it done.
Oh, so you ended up with the full weekend. Okay, you'll just have it. You could copy and paste those names into the text file. Maybe. It could be that they're answering it, so you don't know. Yeah. Okay, so. Yeah. So then you want to. Okay, so where so now this is where I think we need to.
So on mine, I had the session ID passed, and you've got a variable there, so you only want one string, not two.
And then you do
in
a
script?
file.
Yeah.
You do an open. First select open. And then see if you
Yeah, get rid of the accounting guide session.
And then you can open that too. That's fine. So from the XML.
Did you get that error?
He created the code. So now this is all stuff that you can now call.
It should give it back as a nice message.
So then you'll want to create your own program.
I can't tell. Other areas.
Don't call it Tensor simply.
This is where you use this the one. Or is this not this?
So what?
Validation errors. No. This is validation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where you can write it accounts, that's a tricky column.
That's what I'm doing. So the actual class.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I've
well,
got to the point where I'm writing class, but yours is bigger than mine.
How long does it say that there, whatever this is?
So you have the assessing.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that now.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh no, my battery's running low. Hey, do you have a charger? Did you bring a charger for your laptop? Can I use it? Yes. You have saved my day.
Okay, so I definitely want to say that one.
All right. Did you get a validation error?
Huh?
I'm guessing.
I don't think so. So I didn't get any errors.
Well, you. So
Probably
there
there
it
it
is.
is. Yeah, you did. Okay. Did you print out your
Yeah, that's really good though.
Are you using one of the emails that I
Yeah.
should have on board?
or as the account email?
Yeah, as the email you're trying to convert. It's the
Working?
leads email. Yes, it is. Thank you. You want to use? Probably start from the bottom by this point. I don't know which ones we've used. I should refresh the list.
I don't think I'm passing it.
That's probably the problem.
So you will use those. So if you then put those emails in, it'll actually
just send it to the back. So it's
Why are those the ones you can use again?
Because they're unconverted leads.
they're not really
So use these emails.
So we could essentially use any email just as long as they're not in our org.
You can use any email that is related to a lead in my org.
Oh, okay. Because that sorts it out.
It's querying for a lead to convert, because that's what you're doing is converting that lead.
Okay.
So if that lead doesn't exist, that email doesn't exist in my system, then
So
there's a problem.
Doing the exact same thing but calling it to a different system in Salesforce. So we're looking for that email, so their leads or whatever.
Yeah.
whatever leads are.
Well, yeah, same concept here, right? But it's going from one Salesforce org to another Salesforce org. It's all the same.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'd be great.
That's the
Yeah.
It might be wrong.
Are you on like the other ones? We can do that.
Okay. Anthony's just
So
giving an answer.
Anthony did it, and I just
There.
copied this code, so.
Well, look through it. Do you actually understand it, or?
Well, we don't have.
No, but I'm following it. So, could I go and do it on my own again?
Mine needs to be like this.
Next time we do this, you're not.
We need Anthony.
I thought this was a team.
Team doesn't mean one person carries the team. By the way, Alex, I'm really jealous of your guys' kitchen area. Maybe not like the kitchen itself, but like the whole cafeteria.
The whole cabin, really?
It's, I mean, you've got a lot of the games down there.
Oh,
Here. We don't have anything in our cafeteria.
Years.
Yeah,
I just went, that was actually the first time I've been
it's
there.
just seating. We don't have nice booths. We don't have, yeah. It's nice in there. I walked around, like I sent you a text, and I walked around the cafeteria like 3 times before I finally went up to the desk and was like, where are we going?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was in a meeting at the time. I was trying to get out.
Right.
I was here super early. Super early. It was just like 2.
Well, I thought it'd take me longer to go down to Best Buy.
Oh, gotcha.
I figured the traffic would be bad.
Yeah.
But I told you I was going to be here at 2:30. I think that's right around when I was.
We can check.
Check. I want to see it.
It's like, yeah, you were. Anyways.
Like 2:20 probably.
It's 2:07. That's what I saw in my text.
I'm here, 2:07.
So,
Yep, I was pretty early.
Yeah, so I've got the session ID right up here, just as a string that I can use. And so we do future call.
I just felt bad that I was like,
Call out equal true, and then that means we can do
I knew I was early.
external
so
call.
it's all
And then
No, we actually partnered with Steel.
Did
you type this in? Did you kind of?
I
Before they got
then
first in Salesforce. So we were one of the
creating an account list.
So,
I'm not sure about the question. And then this is my non-renamed class going to the account bundle. So we're still with that's this isn't being used anywhere. I'm not sure what
Because if you don't set it in there,
yeah, that. So you just know that you also set the session has
the code.
Yes.
So there's
Why would we be doing this manually?
so the goal was that I had the little script as we created an account. I was going to set like the problem is that
And then you would just look at that object's class for what you're allowed on it. Some of them might take ours obviously takes a session ID, a sets for session.
Oh, so underneath that is that where you find out all your options?
Yeah.
Can you change it?
It's the same product. The actual application you put in order.
So can we take like one from being here? Yeah.
So
Yeah,
right now I'm looking in the Epic Manager. This is where we can see all of the different.
Okay, guys, I think we are done-ish. I should have mentioned to save your responses because the next part requires knowing the account numbers that you got back. Oops. That's okay. I can just open up a list again, which is fun. This is kind of a figure it out as you go sort of thing. So now we're going to go to the REST methods, and you'll be able to perform a number of different callouts here. You can do get, post, put, and delete. I'm going to throw something in. These are all the account methods.
Objects, and then the account just references the contact object.
So, to show you guys this, I'm going to go into Workbench. Workbench. Cool. Okay. So, oops, I already called it. So, here's all the accounts we made. And here's our account numbers, which is cool. The endpoint, this is based on what I used up here. So I've got V1 account and then a star, meaning you can have anything in the star. It's like a wild card. And so if I wanted to, I could do this. And it would return, invalid ID. Did I do query this by ID, I guess. Hey, don't look at this. Get accounts. I do an ID. Okay, so that's. I'm just gonna switch that actually. Huh? What's that? Nope. It's too late now. Okay, so yeah, there's a reason I did this by the ID, which is annoying. Okay, so I'm going to find this account in here. So now we're going to the REST calls. And they use the ID, which is not a good practice. So I can query without this, and I can get back the 25 most recent accounts, and it shows me any errors that you would have got and the account number that's created with it. And so if I wanted to query a specific one, you have to know the ID to get a single one back. And then if that's wrong, it tells you that this value that you passed is not a valid ID, which is shown in the error object, which shows a little show row response. Interesting. Cool. So not only can we do that, but we can also create a new account with this or update an existing account. So if I go back to that, grab my account number, and say I wanted to update this account number. I believe that was, the update is a put. So you go to the put body, and in here, you get to, based on these methods, these are what I expect in my body. So I want an old account number and a new account number. And this is REST, so we're using JSON here. Number. So this is the alternative format to XML. And JSON is a name value pairs basically. And so I have my old account number, and then I want another variable, new account number, which will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that. And then, oh, I had an error. Account number already exists. So,
Is that the old account number?
Is that how you break your REST endpoint?
maybe it is the old one. Yeah, right? It's that easy. Yep, that's it. So, I wonder if I got them backwards. Must have gotten backwards. Okay, try again. Nope, now it's even worse. Hey, I broke it. I win a prize. All right. Yeah. Let's go with create, because I know I tested that one. I didn't test this one.
We all thought you were sure you could break it.
Well, it's a learning experience. Learning experience. Okay. Oh, so I don't want to do that. What I want is this, which is called account number. So I want to create this account. And I know I'm creating something because I'm doing a post. And yay, it worked. And so now I can take that and I can go to a get. Oh, it doesn't give me the ID. This wasn't well thought out. Yeah, because this is supposed to be an ID. But hey, I handled that exception at least. It's not like it's crashing, but I actually throw you an exception, so it's your fault. Which is me, so it's my fault.
That's All right. As I tell you that something's wrong.
Even if I'm pointing the finger at myself.
Just showing us the debugging process.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, so I should probably change this.
You just need to take off the throw. Oh no, just kidding. You have filter.
String. I think that's.
You need to change your query.
Yeah. Instead of this, I'll just do string. And get rid of this. And this. Okay. Oh man. That's not good. Hold on. It's annoying. It's frozen. Reload. Oh, I don't know why it's not picking up that ID. Alright. That's why I've got this.
Appreciate your brute force. Straight to the source. Make it function.
Yeah. don't know why. It's been happening more and more to me lately that Sublime's losing the ID of my files for some reason. I don't know what the deal is. But I can still refresh it. And it shows up. Okay, so that's on the server. So back to you. Yay. Okay. It's working. Okay. Voila. So these are REST callouts. They're a lot easier to do on the fly, especially once you learn JSON for the ones that have bodies. We do still have session ID that we have to have, but thankfully Workbench does that automatically for Salesforce stuff, so you don't see that here. But if you look, where's that? Headers. There. So it's got these headers that it shows me. It's also doing a session ID header. That's just based on my login that's already there.
You did an OAuth into this application.
Yeah.
So it's only your OAuth tokens.
So yeah, so those to make those kind of callouts. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't write examples. Oh yeah, I used Postman to show examples of those. That's right. So, and this was from my sandbox, so I've got to update it to this one. So Postman gives you a better representation of everything that's there. So I've got my endpoint, I've got the account number that I want to use. I'm going to put on the end there. Then I've got my authorization header, which I'm going to go back and copy from this.
How did you get the authorization header?
It's your session ID, so I use the execute anonymous to just get my session ID. Okay. And this is a delete. I don't want to be on a delete. I'm going to do a get. Get. So that's exactly how it looks. When we create an HTTP, you'll set a method of get. You'll set an endpoint that looks just like this. You'll set a header that looks just like that, and you'll send it out. And so we'll go into that now. So I am going to make a new class for this. Call this rest test. Rest. So I've got this, and I'm just going to make a method in here that does our HTTP call out. So we've got these three standard Apex classes: HTTP, HTTP response, and HTTP request that we'll be using. So That's the response that I normally fill out. Okay. So what we can do here is exactly like I said, we have a set method, and if we want to do a get, we set get. We have an endpoint, not get endpoint, set endpoint. If you want to set the endpoint to this, and then let's see.
Do you have the endpoint to the hangouts? Or somewhere you copy and paste it?
The what?
The endpoint?
No. Okay. I can. Yeah, I've already got that copy paste. Here you go. Thank you. Everyone gets blinks. Point. Okay. Then you'd want to do endpoint plus number. String. So this get method it will either get you the 25 most recent ones, or it'll get you a specific one based on the account number you pass. So what I'm doing here is saying, if I don't have account number, just give me the 25 most recent ones, and just leave it blank. If I do have account number, set the account number on the end of my endpoint. Then after that, we've got the header. So I'm just going to copy this. It's like add header. Set header.
Set header.
So you can use this method to set more than one header, but it's kind of like a map. So if you were to set authorization again, it would probably override what you previously put for authorization. In this case, we want bearer space and instead of using this, you'll want to use the session ID I passed you guys. Questions so far? Feel free to stop me if I'm going too fast. Okay. Yeah, you always need a session, or it'll give you an error back. I'll show you. I can show you what that looks like. So we've set our method to get, we've set the endpoint, set the header. In this case, since we're performing a get, we don't have any body to set. Get methods don't accept that parameter. It would give you an error. So I'm going to use the HTTP to send this response, or this request, and get back my response. does that mean? Well, it must be an error with my code somewhere. Makes me request a send method. Ah, okay. There we go. Okay. Does everyone have that? Or am I? I'll wait a second. Sorry, 1 second. Go any smaller. I do. Is everyone with me? You ready? Okay. I saw you leave a second ago, right? So, yeah, it's fine. Gives me more time to munch. Can't complain about that. No protocol. Oops. No protocol. Oh, I know what I did. thought I authorized this endpoint, but I guess not. That was the same, pretty much the same endpoint.
Posts.
Do what?
To take posts.
Yes, it is. So it's set up to take get, post, put, and delete. So you can call this with those different methods. They accept different parameters sometimes, and sometimes require a body though. So towards the end, I'll probably just condense this and show you guys that so you can call the other ones. How do I see? Oh, yeah. Oh, why'd it go twice? This one, this one. Weird. Okay. So as you can see, REST is kind of a little more direct. It's more straightforward. Probably for a developer, maybe, I don't know. It's as long as you know HTTP callouts have different methods and you figure out what those are. You know, you can set a method. You have to know the endpoint to the other server that you're going to, which is given to you. Typically, any documentation you get will have the base endpoint that you need and any parameters that need to be added onto the end of it, such as the account number that we add on to the end of our endpoint, and then any authorization needs to be added to your header. And usually there's a more complex process for sessions, for getting a session, but I'm trying to skip over that this round. Where's that?
If you hit that one, go straight.
Oh, by the front.
Yeah, you see just on to the right and left of the doors.
Has anyone gotten theirs to work? Works. Cool. Anyone else? Don't talk, Anthony. Wasn't asking you.
He got his work, he's now working on some kind of improvement.
Oh, it's not good enough for you.
So, execute on this. Those are actually like the development console.
Typos, the best. Cool. So now you guys can write the execute on this. Are you still following along?
I'm just following you along.
Okay.
And then looking at some. Oh, sorry.
There was a trailhead I posted, or a super badge that has a number of trails. That's all of them.
So open execute.
Is what they want on together.
Okay.
So you're gonna set it for
No, it's just kind of a refresh there.
Okay.
And then
I think I saw it.
Okay.
he's setting up, so he's gonna create his HTTP response as well as basically he's calling his last
Well, that wasn't on the S&C group dev ed website. Okay.
That's what I'm having a problem.
What?
I forgot to add the. I've been messing with it. Is that why?
Did you get it, Mike?
It's all working, but I don't have, it's like unauthorized.
The session might have expired.
Oh, really?
I think it's still working. Is it?
Is there like a set session ID or something?
It's the same session.
Yeah. Yeah, don't use user info back in session.
Yeah, I did use it.
So we entered some code over here and something. We called it something over here, but I've got a can't get this from here thing in my brain going on.
Yeah.
How does that go relate to calling this thing over here?
So this is what we call executing on this code.
Yeah.
So it has access to all the classes.
So
in
okay,
Salesforce.
that's this thing that's in the developer over here. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which
executing on
is
this.
sitting on a.
Then to see if it worked, you check the logs. So
Well,
So
actually,
when you run it, it's like running a script, right? And then you create a log for it in there.
yeah, but this is where your part is. Where is this code over here?
it's in Sublime that's hooked up. It's
not
hooked
it.
up to.
It's on Salesforce's server.
This
And this runs on Salesforce.
Okay, so I typed in all of that stuff. But I
Right.
typed it onto my like local tree.
When you save it, it pushes. You use your ID or your login information that you use to create your project and pushes that to Salesforce's
So
cloud.
you say this.
Okay, so I wrote this in Dash Salesforce and
What?
saved it to my local disk.
so you basically need to copy and paste it to.
Yeah, exactly. So I should copy and paste it here. So that would be fine.
Yeah, the same way for like yeah.
Okay, so you were using some sort of a plugin in Sublime, right?
Yeah. Maybe.
Maven's Mate allows you to download projects from Salesforce and automatically pushes it to the server.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, okay, so, yeah.
Saved on your
Is that one?
Yeah. You run out your body and see what you
Is it just like your resume? Is that what
do. That's
Right, she just got to save it.
Yeah, I got that twice now.
Yes.
Like, why would it let me call my thing? It's there. Oh, wait.
Jake,
Yeah.
what's the get all accounts URL?
It's the same ones with no account number on it.
Oh, so
And it only gives you 25. And yeah, you can slash.
That's probably what's screwed up. Because it looks like it's returning a well-structured message.
Yes. What? I didn't print out the body here.
So I'm just getting a call out exception for no protocol.
For no what?
You're missing yes on your end.
So I just need to add a remote site.
No, the string you're passing for is down to malformed.
That looks right. So what's that message? It's the same remote site. Just a protocol. Oh my gosh. Go back to your you didn't do the update. So look at this. I've got parentheses around here. It's actually overriding the whole string. Or with the number.
Darn that isolation.
Okay, so the account not equal to null question mark account number, what's that saying? Basically,
It's
so
like-
if the account is
It's a ternary operator is what it's called. It's like an inline if statement.
hold on, how do you spell it?
Okay.
If that, no, it's Turner.
T-E-R-N-I.
So it's a special syntax that says test question mark true false.
Logical statement, value of true, value of false. It's just like an if statement.
Jake.
My settings are a problem.
So
It says no accounts. Like that is a message from you. You're sending a blank that shouldn't. So
That's right. Maybe a blank string is not the same as
I
null.
tested that. So
Okay.
mine manages that.
yeah, I'm trying to find what
No accounts.
we do like this, another site.
I am not that good.
The same app with the
Yeah. So
same thing.
real quick before.
So same thing. Go with the widget. Go to the
Account
setup.
numbers.
This Apex window is like stuck. It's
You can probably try refreshing the development console. It saves the state. So
okay, so that means I have to go back to.
It was working.
And there's just no way of knowing, all right, which evaluation.
Well, so now I need to go to
It was working on this.
yeah, and then find. And then just remote should bring it up.
Yeah, it's a really quick
Remote site select.
for really simple.
Yeah. Two possible reasons.
Then you just do a new remote site. And put in the
What the heck?
SLC.
That was working just a couple minutes ago. Must have something to do with what I changed. It was, yeah, no. It was working before I changed the filter thing.
I think you're testing filter for null, or you should be testing string dot.
Because I was an ID before. And so an ID can only be null or have a value. That's why I did that. Dang it.
So if you tested filter as string dot is length.
Yeah.
It'll remove all of the everything out.
No,
It
because...
wasn't a bug when you started.
Yeah. Dang it. It's never a bug. It doesn't count. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. There we go. It's working now.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, cool.
What's the other question I have? Does this thing know?
How are you guys this class?
Yeah, so just, as long as this class is saved, so it has the asterisk.
Yeah, that's
You just close that.
remote site settings.
So I don't know.
So control this should make sure it's saved. You can go file and save it.
That's
And now whenever you open
for the
it, same thing, since you referenced it there.
Yeah, change account logs.
So
What are your parameters?
So now if you go to logs, you should see your debug logs. It's right there, success. It might get there.
Waiting for a response.
Debug
Just don't delete the one we're all using, the 9999. Okay. Luckily now you know how to get a list of them to test with. So there's the remove one is also based on the URL, so you just add that to this. Yeah.
And it's plus, so you start with the account number and to the very end.
So it's remove does not have
For the last parentheses, you just close the parentheses.
Oh, so he didn't even get the term area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's the problem.
So you guys both got yours.
Yeah, I got those.
So I would just assume that buying plus less. Okay, so it says
And then if
success.
you check the underwriting part, it's the latest one on top.
And then you say success.
Then, thanks.
It successfully failed.
Successfully failed.
Check
Yeah.
and if you filter off the debug,
Yeah.
then it should show unauthorized.
Unauthorized.
Your session ID might be off. Oh yeah, so you want to use the same session ID that we
Yes.
probably fixed it.
Oh, so this user.
Yeah, that means that's what he did because that's his session ID that we're borrowing. You know,
Yeah, the whole user.
probably wreak some havoc on his development work if we wanted to.
It's a brand new one we just made.
Yeah.
So should it's not much, I would be too concerned. I'm actually happy that you made this because
Wanted to
you
see
guys
what
could
like,
have
sort
really
of silly
messed
account
with it.
names we could
I've
insert
got a
in
lot of
there.
stuff.
But you want this
Silly account names that insert into developer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is.
Go through and delete all the accounts.
You know, if you have
The
to
two
take a
methods.
Go
You
check
can
your
add- you're running this
change a
account,
couple of
you'll see whether it's
different. Watch you pull your hair out.
You're gonna be looking at it and everything's just deleted.
Yeah.
There we go.
What's that? The root.
Burn them off. No, just one at a time.
You want
Do this. Check this out.
So we have to change and put in this.
Yeah.
Out there.
There are no accounts.
So does it still have a, does it have any warnings on it?
So,
I have no problem.
any
So-
thoughts on what you guys think maybe we could have done better this time around? I know this was by no means perfect, but it's the first time we've tried actually live coding as a group. So, if anyone has any suggestions?
A whiteboard, these are squares and arrows, this is what we're doing. Because it's kind of hard to see, you know, like, where it's like, this API that we're generating and then it's Wisdom and it goes between, I felt there if I had kind of a grounding on where I was.
Okay. Is whiteboarding any better?
Yeah, just 5 minutes, this is what we're doing, this is what the API is, this is what you're calling, that's what we're doing.
It's like a more overview.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this, it calls over here, it does this.
Yeah.
Some of it was just unfamiliar with the tools, like I had no idea what SOAP UI was. So I didn't know whether that was integral to getting this to work or whether it was just a demo.
Yeah.
As soon as I realized, oh, that's just a demo, then it made more sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, given the people that attended, I think a target towards more explanation and more, here, let's talk about the tools that we're using rather than just jumping to using.
Yeah, that maybe was kind of like a design flaw on our end because I was really hoping this would be more of a technical one, and I tried to call that out in the meetup, but maybe I wasn't specific enough.
We're all very glad that everyone came.
Yes.
The fact that you said it was hands-on coding, I realized it was going to be technical.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a surprise to me. So even though I knew I was a lower level, it wasn't that.
I hope you gained something.
I did.
For me as an admin, I just want to see the way you code it so that I can get better understanding. Even I didn't get like I was able to execute it, but still I able to understand things. So it's good. I know it's technical, but still it's good to know right now here. But I'm not.
Each call outs or split
One and just be.
It
took us a while.
The soap stuff,
Yeah,
is
then you
like
have back
the sort of thing that we might have to set up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Way back
more
end.
just
You set it up
build a
once,
picture.
and it's done.
I don't know.
Nobody has
I
to
don't want
look
to
at it
say
ever.
too much.
So it's
I obviously don't like
Next time we eat those sandwiches.
most of the time it's like everything for the last 7 years and all of the stuff in Salesforce. Probably
Double
just
sandwich is half the cost.
You're gonna have so many sandwiches. You're gonna have so many sandwiches to feed somebody.
If anyone really likes this, go on Trailhead. There's a bunch of stuff all around us, including the super badge.
Yes. Well, the super badge is what I've been on for us. And there's tons of stuff to help you get started in Apex prior to that.
I saw there was some story.
Basic data types, REST,
I just have to see use case for this.
and so, yeah, it's a much bigger one.
I think the other thing that really helps people is if we put this into business, where might you build this in yourself?
Right, yeah, I
Just trying
kind
to
of.
build it. Basically, let's try to build it. Just because we wanted to S3 in Apex before the project, before I realized I could just do it all inside the JavaScript and I wouldn't even have to go in middleman with Salesforce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like it's all like Salesforce, so that we store all of our the files in S3, just drag and drop files in Salesforce, like our account object, just attach things, like store all those files in S3. But like because Salesforce, all it really needs is just the link to the S3. All I have to do is just use the Amazon pre-made SDK and
Well, we're trying to get.
but I didn't learn
like
a lot.
the speakers, right?
Amazon creating the Amazon API. So I mean it was
If you guys need help with your group, let me know.
I kind of just
Well, yeah, then you might find that you want the data to go somewhere else, that's a better way.
yeah, it was more like I don't like separation of concerns. I really should have just upload all the files from client straight to S3 instead of using Salesforce. I just knew Apex.
Yeah.
But it was still fun. But like you're halfway through the project and it starts dawning on you, and you're like, oh man, like I just wrote 700 lines. That's the just a good thing.
The response has a predefined way
The response has a status code on it.
Yeah, so much customized.
We can use existing
Because we changed the tracking, we've moved on to the account stuff from trackers. That's why. This is tracks.
Yeah. I got 200 by the end. So, that's hard coded, so that's what we're for.
We all everyone's
No problem.
So those are all three
that
of
is
them.
Yeah, it's in the.
I need to work more on setting up.
Are you in the lead?
When I need my
Yeah. Pretty familiar with doing the call-outs. Soap is kind of a mess, but whatever.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I don't think I'll have to do that as much.
Yeah, I wanted to have some follow-up on this where we would actually do those videos. I wanted to get to
Okay.
where we would have
You have to go back, you have to create yourself. Is there a way we can check it?
It might work to like I don't know, inject experienced people into it, and then like I don't know, like pair up news.
So I was gonna say,
Well, we kind of did that.
Yeah, like that. That's kind of what worked.
Yeah. And
Alex and myself. That's it. I didn't expect to be presented as much. I thought you were focused on when to start going. So I'd be able to help out. That's great. I just want to make sure.
That's good.
The only thing I was lost on is when we were doing the soap, like I wasn't sure what like the objective was. Like I missed that, so I kind of went off on a tangent for a while, trying to figure something else out. Like I was trying to insert an account with a certain email. Like create a contact for me. It makes sense.
So I had briefly said that when I was talking about this.
Maybe the whiteboard idea.
Yeah, let's go whiteboard then.
Yeah, the whiteboard idea was, or we just mapped it out.
Yeah. So it would have been easy to say, okay, create lead, convert lead. This is what you have, and this is what we can do with what we have. Yeah. We can definitely help.
That was a really bad day. So my first day.
Oh yeah.
I had a space.
Sounds good.
Appreciate it. It's error space.
Exactly.
Just halfway there. And so it's like the worst day ever. After teach headache. Days horrible. And my hair was cat and tail, so I guess it's because I had a hat on.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
200.
Whoa!
Thanks there.
Alright. Stuff. Did you make what you can?
We're pretty happy about it. We just got this quest for it was missing the space.
Oh, it's
Creating account names that are related to rejection.
That's how you can thank them for excuse. Let them know what you want.
excellent. Good old Bob jump too. Thanks.
The next
One of my favorite XKCD awards.
Yeah.
You did it.
I keep saying
All right.
I mean,
Catch you later. Hey, thanks. I really like this.
yeah, thank you.
I'm not gonna ruin anything by helping too much.
No, not at all.
Made it better.